services companies can now build software internally because it's easier and it's cheaper. Does that change the way we think about IP? Does that change the way we think about our R&D budget? It gives you a roadmap where oftentimes as a founder, you sort of have no idea where your next meal is coming from. People gave me a lot of free help. Everybody was just like trying to find ways to just do business and make money, and we can do it with good people, you know?
So, hi and welcome to VixulCon. So, would you please introduce yourself to the audience here?
I'm Uttam. I'm the founder and CEO of Brainforge. We're a data and AI consultancy. We are doing our best to be an outcomes partner for a lot of the clients that we support, building data systems, reporting, analytics, and then we're now doing a lot of AI workflow automation. I'm based here in Austin. We have teams sort of around the world. Yeah.
So my name's Lance Riffenberg, and I am the faux interviewer here, and I work for a company called Calent, and before that I worked for Otter and Ollie at Flux 7, and they invited me out to VixulCon, and wow, it was really informative, and at the same time it's like there's so much information. I'm still trying to take it all in. So when you got here, what was kind of the big takeaway for you? What did you see at VixulCon?
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about this like customization at scale. And I think that's exactly what I learned all about how everybody's thinking about it, whether that's in the contract writing process, delivery, in like M&A. It's how do you take advantage of this new margin that's being unlocked to take risks to structure. And everybody, even on the last panel, had all these different opinions about, no, we want to go all in strategy. Or actually, we're still investing in SaaS. Oh, like, I think you could do things with like just one salesperson. And so it's just nice to have these experiments that we can take home and like go try, you know?
So if you were going to explain Vixul to somebody, and maybe someone with an emerging tech services company, how would you describe it, and what's been your experience here?
Yeah, oftentimes the way I describe it is I feel like it took a lot of luck to get to the point at which we met Vixul. And after that, they just told us the roadmap. I don't think they're going to be helpful for you to have the grit and the risk taking to start a firm, but certainly to tell you how to run a really world-class tech services firm, they give you the manual. And we listened to them, and I feel like things really worked out. It doesn't make the job like way easier, but it gives you a roadmap where oftentimes as a founder, you sort of have no idea where your next meal is coming from. And I just, through luck and connection, I feel like I got to the point where we joined their cohort, but they showed us everything from go-to-market to understanding finance, the delivery side of the business, measuring the company, hiring. And we wouldn't be here today like without that experience, for sure.
That's really strong. So is there any takeaways that, you know, we were at these round tables, you heard a lot of speakers. Is there anything that you're going to take away from today that kind of sticking out?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I'll probably do tomorrow is learned about actually being able to develop process flow diagrams faster using AI as like a sales tool. Because I think previously process flow diagrams take a long time to develop. Now you can use AI to sort of draw that out. And one gentleman was mentioning that he uses that and it really helps executive understand what it is that the team is trying to tackle. And that's just something that I can easily just go do like tomorrow. And so that's like Is he pulling that out of transcripts, or how is he driving? Yeah, he's pulling that out of transcripts, but mainly he's hinging on the fact that when you go present to like the board or the executives, they're trying to understand like what it is your team does for them. And it's one thing to say like we're achieving these metrics, but to just show like, hey, this is how this thing works. We're cutting it to this, or we're taking these things off or streamlining. It's like actually a nice visual exercise. And I think that's such a niche thing that I'm gonna just do tomorrow. And I think that's gonna give us a lot of money just doing that. But otherwise, I think I tend to ask a lot of questions about, for example, services companies can now build software actually now internally because it's easier and it's cheaper. So does that change the way we think about IP? Does that change the way we think about our R&D budget? And those are the lovely like discussions that I feel like we had, you know.
Well, did you meet anybody interesting here as well?
Yeah, I mean, you, of course, of course. But yeah, I feel like we met people who have sold big businesses many times, people that are just like 6 months and they're interested in Vixul and they're like, should we like join the cohort? Like, what do you think? There's also SaaS founders here. So I feel like compared to last year, I met like probably 2 times the amount of people, and every connection was super, super rich. So.
Yeah, I've also learned so much. And I think, you know, in the age of AI, right, we're talking with Claude and whatever, it's still that human factor is so big. And I was thinking to myself is, that's probably what Vixul is, kind of like a Sherpa guiding you through, right? Yeah, you have all your AI and all that stuff, but it's that domain expertise of, each founder has their domain expertise that they're bringing to whatever services company that they have. And I think the Vixul crew, they're able to bring that domain expertise to help the portfolio company get to where they want to be and
it
they're
seemed like everybody
to.
in that room, even if they were an investor or an operator or a found, everybody got value. Like it wasn't like a typical conference where it's like people here, okay, now we go through the pitch mode where we have to get a bunch of flyers. Like I feel like people gave me a lot of free help. I was like, I'll also give back, and it was a tight crowd and a lot of familiar faces from last year, and like everybody was just like so helpful, trying to find ways to just do business and make money and like do it with good people,
Exactly. Well, I definitely appreciate meeting you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next year.
Okay, perfect.
All right.